Dear believers, before we even start, allow me to write you a little something. I understand that you're faithful to the Holy Scriptures. Fine, everyone is free to believe in whatever they please. My videos do not intend to alter your faith. Please notice that for everything that I say, I bring forth the verse which backs it up. Since the Bible is unequivocally all true, I believe that all the verses and stories should be able to meet up all the criteria to remain true in real life, not only in the Bible. Because honestly, we all know that the truth cannot be left and right at the same time. There is no relativity there. What is true is true. Here is a fair deal. In this video, I am going to show you why I believe these stories are not true, based on the scriptures themselves. And then, if you feel that I misinterpret something, feel free to let me know and tell me why you believe I got it wrong. The rules are simple: no faith, no biases, just the scriptures and a little bit of honesty. Alright? So, let's start. First of all, I believe that the wife of Cain is a big flop in Genesis. Like, there is no way this can add up to the initial narrative. But who knows, maybe your faith can do the impossible. In the beginning, God created two people, Adam and Eve, and asked them to replenish earth. So far, there are only two people on the face of the earth. A while later, in Genesis chapter 4, Adam and Eve made love and Eve became pregnant and she gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Now, we have three people on earth. That's a simple math. I believe that we all can agree on that. So far, so good. Adam, Eve, and Cain, the only three people on the surface of the earth. Later on, she gave birth to another boy, Abel. So, Cain now has a brother. Again, simple math. There are now four humans on the surface of the earth: Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel. Okay? Cain and Abel grew up until they were able to have their own occupations. And then bam! Cain unalived Abel because of how God treated him. As it is written, in the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought an offering, fat portion from some of the firstborns of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Let's open a parenthesis here. Is it only in my church that I used to be preached that the Lord accepts you with anything you have? Why God was more interested in the sacrifice of the firstborns? What was wrong with the fruit of Cain? Fruit he had grown with dedication. Is it God who triggered Abel's death somehow? Anyway, back on Cain's wife. So now that Cain had unalived Abel, only three people are left on the surface of the earth, since Adam and Eve hadn't given birth to any other child so far. How do I know that? Well, because when we fast forward a couple of verses further, specifically in Genesis chapter 4 verse 25, it is written, Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, and saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Which means, even the third child of Adam and Eve was still not a girl. So far, there is no one to be the wife of Cain. And in case you're wondering, how old was Adam when he had his son Seth? Well, read Genesis 5 verse 3. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. So Adam had Seth when he was 130 years old. In other words, even at 130 years old, no girl was given birth to. The only woman on the surface of the earth at the time was Eve, the mother of Cain. And even if the fourth child of Adam and Eve happened to be a girl, there is no way she could have been the wife of Cain, because apparently Cain found his wife way before Seth was even born. Now the ball is yours, dear believers. Give me your best shot on this one. If Adam and Eve were really the first and only people on earth, who then gave birth to two boys, and then a third boy by 130 years old, where could Cain have found a wife? Did we miss an episode? Please, give me your best shot on this one. According to the narrative, the only way Cain could have found a wife is if earth was already populated, because apparently, when God was banishing Cain, he was worried that he gets beaten to death by strangers along the road. So God put a mark on his face to prevent that from happening. So the Bible is insinuating that the earth was populated, while that same Bible is claiming that Adam and Eve were the first people on earth, people who didn't even give birth to a girl yet. So, make it make sense. Well, now let's move on to the second story. Oh, by the way, you have watched so far and almost forgot to give me a subscribe. Thank you for your time. And please give me a like, a share, and a comment. Tell me if you agree or not and why. Share it with your friends. See you in the next video.